Good morning. You're watching Rhonda at Mid-South Homestead. And I have a friend that lives in North Carolina. Her name is Kelly, and she requested a video of my garden. So here we go. Um, I do not have a tiller. I have not owned a tiller in several years. So this is a no-till method. So let's go over here. This is right out my back door, so we'll start here. These are my hydrangeas. They're finally turning blue this year. They've been so beautiful. I have had just enough rain to not drown everything, but just enough to keep everything going to where I'm not watering the last couple of weeks. So here's my echinacea. I planted that last year. If you haven't grown that, it's very easy once you get it started. It came right back up by itself, and you can save those seeds, and they're very medicinal. I haven't tried doing anything with it yet, but I am going to very soon. I can't remember what this, a friend of mine gave this to me last year. I'm always getting stuff, new stuff from friends and family. That is a lily, and that's what they call a ditch lily back there. A lot of my stuff is not blooming from the summer. It hasn't started blooming yet. And I don't know the names of it. I don't know the technical names of it. But over here, see my little, we have a mess back there. We have little baby chicks. I have my little soap on a rope there. But this right here is an old wash tub. And I've got lemon bee balm and stevia, thyme, and there's a creeping rosemary down there at the bottom in the center. But this in the middle is stevia. I have been processing this today. I'm dehydrating it. If you haven't tried the stevia leaves, it's great. I take a handful of mint, either chocolate mint or regular mint, and I put a small handful of this and kind of crush it up and put it in a mason jar with some green tea bags, 2 green tea bags per quart, and let it sit in the sun for a couple of hours. It's awesome. Okay, and this has been here for several years. I just continually put leaves in this area, and I've got green beans. I've already harvested a lot of green beans. I've got peppers in there. Over here is all of my herbs. Look at this mint. Look how big this mint got this year. And it's getting out of hand, but I do dehydrate it for my soap. So I have been dehydrating, and I'm also adding a handful of stevia leaves to one jar and dehydrating it together. And I'm going to try that. But all of this comes back up every year. I don't have to do anything to it. And I do need to go in and weed, but I'm kind of doing an experiment with bees and researching that, a lot of the stuff that comes up with, quote unquote weeds are not really weeds. You don't want to get rid of them. And I'm letting a lot of things go to seed, like my mustard seed. This is kale. That's sticking up there with the little yellow flowers. I'm letting it go to seed so I can save the seeds. There's my cabbage. And I'm going to show you. Here are our hatch babies. We have a hatchmate incubator, and I went and got 6 little eggs out of our chicken coop. And they hatched, and here they are. Chick, chick. I thought maybe 1 or 2 would hatch. I put 6 in there. I got 6 out. And they're all different. They're all so cool. And the little gray one, he is very aggressive. He's the boss. And I know it's a he because I picked him up the other day, and he has little spurs starting to form. So let's go around here to my little circle garden. We had a burn pile that we burned, and we put leaves in it all winter before last, and then we let the chickens in it all last winter. I didn't have to till it, I didn't do anything, and it was just like powder. I went in and made rows. There's Mr. Rooster. I made rows, and I put, if there was dirt, I put something in it. And this is a new trick that I learned from Robbie and Gary at Easy Garden. They're an older couple, and they show how to garden easy. And you just put your garbage in the bottom of a bucket, of a container. I put little sticks around it to make it look better. And you continue to do that all winter. You know, your scraps, your newspapers, and everything. And at the end of the winter, you put your topsoil and put your plants down in there, and you don't have to do anything to it. I'm letting this radish go to seed. I'm going to show you. I've been eating or snacking on, when I come out here, radish seeds. They get really plump and juicy. I'm going to get down here. I don't know if you can see this. See that? They're really good. They taste like radish. And if you get them before the little tips, there's a little tip. If you get them before it turns brown, they're crunchy and they're so good. I'm going to show you what they look like when you, let's see, here's a crunchy one. Excuse my manicure. I'm a gardener. But look, it's really crunchy. And some of them get pretty big, but they are amazing. I've been in the dirt today. They're great. I saw them, I was letting them go to seed on purpose, and I thought, you know what? That looks really plump and juicy. So I tasted of it, and it was great. So I've actually put it in a salad. But here are my zinnias and sunflowers that came up by themselves from last year. Let's go over in here. My tomatoes, I started from seed. I don't know how many I started. But, you know, if you have 100, you're lucky to get them all to, you know, to make. So it's best to have several. But I've got spaghetti squash growing down in there. Green beans. This on this vine that's growing up right there, that is loofah gourd. I'm going to try to dry it. You're supposed to let them grow and stay on the vine till they completely dry out around October. And then you cut them up and you make loofahs for your bath. And there's some more zinnias. But we didn't do anything. We haven't put any kind of pesticide. We did release 3,000 ladybugs. And I've gotten these little stickers. See these yellow flowers everywhere? I ordered those off of Amazon, and they're supposed to attract white flies, and they're sticky on both sides. So I have no pesticides or anything on my garden. And let's go around here. And I just put seeds wherever they'll grow. Wherever I have dirt, I'm going to stick a seed. As you can see, you can't see anything. There are cucumbers. There's little melons down in there. Basil. Let's see, we've got peppers. Okra. Okra's coming out in the very back side back there. I put okra, then cucumbers, and supposedly they're to grow up the okra without, you know, having to have a trellis. So over here, this whole area back here, we let the chickens out the whole winter, and we haven't had to do anything. Look, we dug holes, put the fabric, that's about 32 or 36, I can't remember how many we had right there, of tomatoes. And then we put hay on top, and I put compost around it, and I did an experiment actually. On this side, I had heard you can put shrimp shells and you can put lobster shells and that kind of thing. Well, these on the left is what I did that with, and you can see the difference. Over here, I put fish parts, fish heads, I put it way down in the hole. I put a little bit of lime on top of it, and then put a little bit more dirt. And my grandpa used to do this years ago. I remember way back in the, I was like 5 or 6. He was living with us. But yeah, look at the difference. And we didn't do anything but dig holes in the middle of the yard. It works. So over here with the tires, I've already dug up my potatoes, but what I did is I put a little bit of leaves, my potato seeds, and then covered it with leaves. So I pulled them up, and I have replanted tomatoes down in there. They don't look very good just yet, but they will. And yeah, the potatoes in the tires grow great. It's fun. Except for when the fire ants get them. The fire ants did get in them. But look at this old wash tub. Our niece and nephew left this. Hope they don't mind, but it was full of holes. I'm like, that's not going to hold water. But I've got, I have no idea what's growing in there. Because I did the same thing. I put garbage, literally plastic bottles, whatever we had that was in the garbage for a few days, and put it down in the bottom. I put sticks